Thank you for coming out here tonight. I like to begin the show by telling you that I am a man of optimism. That's what I am. Yeah. Are you a person of optimism? Do you think the glass is half full, all that bullshit? Yeah. I think things can always be worse, no matter how far you fall in your life. I do. I think that. A friend of mine told me one time, he said, you know, I don't have a girlfriend, man. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have a girlfriend. I said, things can always be worse. Just look at your life. If you have a job that you hate, your job just hates, you just can't stand it, things could always be worse. You could be in jail. You could be in jail. If you're in jail, things could always be worse. You could be dying of a disease. You could be in the hospital dying of a disease. If you're in a hospital dying of a disease, things can always be worse. You could be hooked up to a life support system in the emergency, just dying as life is pumped into your body for another 6 minutes. You're alive just because that machine keeps you going. If you're like that, things could always be worse. You could be dead. You could be dead in the morgue. Dead. If you're dead in the morgue, things can always be worse. You could be in hell, suffering. And you know what hell is? They have alarm clocks that play Indian music like you hear at a fucking Indian restaurant. That's how they wake you up every morning. That Indian music shit. Yeah, there's like 6 people playing 6 different songs simultaneously. That shit. That's how they wake you up every morning in hell, and they make you do taxes while a demon with a fucking giant rhinoceros cock is fucking you in the ass all fucking day. You're fucked in the ass and you're doing the taxes. Oh God, and you go to bed and the Indian music plays again. Oh God, and they're scraping your back and fucking you in the ass all goddamn day. And that's hell. If you're in hell getting fucked by a vengeance demon, things can always be worse. You could be married. I heard an amen. Oh, marriage, divorce. I'm divorced. Do we have any other divorced people here by applause? Yeah. Some people, nobody makes it work. Yeah. I'm divorced. Yeah. I wonder why. Yeah. I'm divorced too. We might have similar stories. I was married to what the Jews call a cunt. I believe that's how they pronounce it. It's lakuntia, I think, is the word. My Hebrew's a bit rusty. But she was a miserable bitch. I did everything to get rid of her. I got the house, the car, all the money, paid off her pimp. This wasn't enough. No. She went to my attorney and said, you know what, this is what I want. I want him to go to a bank and get out a $10,000 loan and give me the $10,000 and him pay back the loan. Okay, that's the giggle I made. I said, okay, as long as you're just making shit up, this is what I want. I want the glowing sword of knowledge from the planet Narnia. That's what I want. I want the stones, the land of the lost that the Sleestacks used to fuck with the weather, and I want a 10-gallon jug of Bigfoot cum. That's what I want. I get 10 gallons of Bigfoot cum, and you get the blazer. That's the deal. Fast forward to the trial. Well, Mr. Mungle, you have listed on your list of assets here a 10-gallon jug of Bigfoot cum. Am I reading that correctly, sir? And I don't know why this trial is taking place in 1956 Tennessee, but it is for whatever reason. Yes, Your Honor, 10 gallons of Bigfoot cum, that's what I'm seeking, yes. Are you currently in possession of the Bigfoot cum, Ms. Mungle? No, that sounds a lying asshole comic trying to make fun of you, trying to make fun of me. There's no such thing as Bigfoot. How am I supposed to get Bigfoot cum? He's a lying little limp dick asshole. No, she knows what I'm talking about, Your Honor. We went to a Mexican flea market and got it. Bullshit! We never went to a Mexican flea market and got anything. You're a lying little limp dick asshole cocksucker, and this is all bullshit! I can see why I divorced the bitch, Mr. Mungle. I'm gonna award you the Bigfoot cum. Yeah. Marriage and divorce. Gay people want to get married now, yeah. Yeah, whoopee, who gives a fuck? I think this is America, and I think you could. I mean, gay people have the same right to be just as miserable as straight people. Knock yourselves out. I don't give a shit. I don't know why you want to do it. Why you go to court to be miserable? Why the fuck? I'm going to sue for the right to have somebody yell at me for not taking out the trash. Yeah. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't understand why conservatives it's like Republicans, when they always come out against gay people. I don't get that. I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense to me. Gay people want to join the army, they want to get married, and they don't need abortions. They're the perfect Republicans. What's the fucking problem? I don't get it. Suck a dick, have a parade. Who gives a fuck? I don't care. I love gay people. I fucking love them. The more dicks they suck, that's more pussy for me. God bless you. You're thinning the herd, you cocksucker. Get crazy with them. Get crazy with them. Suck dicks like you're changing a tire at the Indy 500. Just get those dicks in there. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Suck a dick. Have a parade. Who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying, right? Yeah, you got it. You're following me. Oh. Gotta protect the children from the gay people. Fuck you. I do not give a fuck. So I'm not really a conservative. Yeah. You might have guessed, sort of swing socialist, atheist, godless cocksucker. That's gonna. Yeah, I don't, it's easy to pick on the Sarah Palins of this world, that stupid fucking whore, that idiot. Fucking idiot. But there's all kinds of them like that. There's like these, there's conservatives that they always like to say things like, you know what, I'm just a small town girl with small town values. Small town values, man, that's what makes America great, I'll tell you what. Gotta have more small town values. Like if your city has a museum, you're an asshole. I don't fucking get that, Small town values suck. Have you ever been to a small town? They suck. They suck. The values suck. The people suck. Small towns suck. Small town values are this: date rape, meth labs, and racism. Those are small town values. And only 2 of those are cool. I'll grant you that. Only 2 of them. I'll let you decide. But you're miserable fuckers, so I don't know which one you go for. And that's bullshit, that small town value, that's bullshit. They lie, they just trying to make themselves feel good. Because if you go to any, the theory is if you're in a small town, you got good values. So therefore, it should take that if you have a smaller town, you should have better values. The smaller the town, the better values. That's bullshit, that never happens. You go to any small town in America, and they will talk shit about the smaller town down the road. You go to like Boogly Book, Alabama. You go, I love Boogly Book, Alabama. We love it here in Boogly. The streets are paved with pavement. We love it here in Boogly Book. It is a magnificent place to live. But fuck those assholes down in Jugleyville. Jugleyville's a shithole. And the people in Jugleyville, oh yeah? Fuck you, Boogly Book. Fuck you and your Pizza Hut. We got a Dairy Queen and an A&W. Fuck you. Dairy Queen's for the traveling people, A&W's for the townies. Fuck you. We'll see you in the state championship. They're all assholes. Like I said, I am a liberal, so I'm required to listen to NPR. Yeah, I know it sucks. They send you a thing in the mail. Oh yeah, you gotta listen to NPR. Which is just boring. You're a liberal, you're like, okay, it's the only thing on, and listen to fucking, one of those. I'm Mark Levine, let me tell you something, the fucking Wolverines with AIDS are being put in the homes of Christians. Like, what the fuck is that? Stop screaming. But NPR, it's just boring, and they have a show on there, the Diane Rehm show, and I don't know if anybody's ever, 4 people, 4 liberals here, yeah. The Diane Rehm show is this woman who's like 1,040, and I think the only reason she's considered a liberal is because she fought for the North. That's the only thing I can figure out. She's 1,000 years old, right? I'm Diane Rehm. Welcome to the show. And I had some fucking, lesbian, loud woman who was complaining about Disney princesses, and the Disney princesses give a bad example for little girls. She's like, little children, little girls, they have all these false expectations because of the Disney princesses. It's giving them a false mindset of what they should be and what they can aspire to. They should have astronauts and fucking, like a kid wants to see that. Mommy, take me to the show about the woman. Fuck you. I don't get it, and I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a minute because, little boys, we don't have anything like that. The princesses growing up, that's something that's a fantasy, sure, but it's something, they all end on a happy note. All those Disney films, the girl has suffering and trouble and torment, and at the end of the day, she ends up marrying a rich, good-looking dude. In all of them. Beauty and the Beast. The guy was a fucking beast. What happened? Good-looking rich dude. Fucking Ariel, the little mermaid, all got fucking legs and shit, and fucking married rich, Cinderella, married rich, all of them married rich, good-looking fucking dudes. We're little boys, we don't have that. We have no aspiration, we had nothing. What did we have? We had Shrek, that's it, Shrek. And what happened to Shrek? He married a fucking hot chick that turned into him. The fuck? That's not fair. You were hot and rich, and now you fucking live with me and look and pulling shit out your ear. What the fuck? Which is a perfect analogy for what marriage really is. It really is. That's no fantasy. That's fucking how it happens. You were hot when I met you in the bar. Now, what the fuck? I'm gonna go on Tinder. I don't know if you knew this or not, but in the state of Texas, it's illegal to sell a strap-on dildo. Did you know that? I know, it is. One girl said, no, I see a girl, yeah. It is, it's illegal to sell a strap-on dildo in the state of Texas. Thank you, George fucking Bush. That's what the W stands for, fucking. Or cocksucker, I can't remember. Can't sell a dildo, strap-on dildo in the state of Texas, which got me to thinking at some point in our fine state's history, someone had to actually go to the floor of the legislature in Austin, Texas, and use the term strap-on dildo. I would love to find the minutes from that day. Point of order, Mr. Speaker. It has come to my attention that the women of our fair state have been penetrated by fake peni. Now this offends me on many levels, mostly because I have a fully functional meaty peni ready for insertion. That is why today I introduced legislation to ban the sale of the strap-on dildo. We must protect the children from the lesbians coming in the night to fuck our children with the strap-on dildo. Am I the only one here praises Jesus? Am I the only one who reads the Bible? That happened. I like to do that voice. That's a voice that gets shit done, right? That's a voice you can use in your everyday life to accomplish things. Hello, Domino's. I would like to order a pizza, please. Half pepperoni and half sausage. Don't mix it together. That's miscegenation. Read your Bible. Am I the only one who praises Jesus around here? I like that voice, and this is my other voice I do. It's one of my favorite voices. This is the Southern aristocratic Louisiana half a fag voice. Why, thank you. It's awful. It's so kind of you to be so generous with your applause. I feel almost taken aback. I'll teach you how to do this here voice. It's very simple. You give a little southern drawl, clear it up just a smidge, and then learn where to put the appropriate pauses. And when you use this here voice, you can get away with murder, Cher. I swear you can. That's why racism existed for so long in the South. It sounded so pleasant and genteel. Oh, look at those fine little colored fellas. Don't they look lovely out there in the field? We should give them their own water fountain. Out of the generosity of our own hearts, you see. As I said, I'm an optimist, right? As you can tell from the act, I'm an up with people kind of person. And I like to prove it with a story. Yeah. I'm going to tell you this story, and if you ever find you may not be here tonight like this, but if you ever find yourself in this position where you're at the end of your rope, you're at the end of your wits end, and you just can't take it anymore. God damn it, I hate everybody. I want them all to die. I'm going to join ISIS and kill all you motherfuckers. If you ever get to that point and you think you just can't take it anymore and you're upset with your life, then I'm going to tell you a story that will make you feel good about yourself and the choices that you make. It starts as all great stories do at a strip club at 3 o'clock in the morning in Houston, Texas. Yeah. I'm there with my 3 friends, and we're there late at night. It's 3 in the morning, and we're fucking drunk off our ass. We want to keep partying. We want to keep going. What can we do? Where can we go? The bar's closed. What can we do? I know a place. I do. It's called the Butt Naked Club at the corner of Dowling and McGowan down in the 3rd Ward. It's an illegal strip club owned and operated by the Crips. You should go before you die. It's Disneyland for degenerates. We show up there at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday, by the way. We knock on the door. Big thing signs open. Guy sticks his head up. Big black guy. The fuck you won't. We want to go to the Butt Naked Club, man. We want to party. Yo, the police? No, that guy's wearing a sweater. Let us in. Come on. He says, all right, it's $100 for each of you. Fuck, we ain't got $100. Come on, man. Let's in. We just want to go. It's a Butt Naked Club, man. Let's go to the party. Y'all the police? No, sweater. Open the door. Come on. He goes, all right, 25 for all of you. How do you get 25 into 4? I don't know. That's math at the Butt Naked Club. They take us in. It's a little bitty place, tables and chairs, a little bitty stage. We sit down. The waitress comes over. She goes, what do you want? What do you got? We have beer. We'll take 4. She goes to a cooler, takes out 4 Lone Star. Be $75. Again, 75 into 4? I don't know. So we're enjoying our $22.13 beers. I think that's the math. I don't know. I don't fucking care. And in there besides us is 2 other customers, just 2. One 65-year-old black man sitting right there, and 1,004-year-old black man sitting right there. Paying in Confederate dollars, I think. He's very old. And besides us, ladies and gentlemen, is 1 dancer. Just one. Just one. Just one. For the whole place, for the whole night. 1. Just 1. 1. 1, 1, 1, 1. Just the 1. And I'm now going to describe what age and I think evil can do to the female form. She was 300 pounds if she was a buck. Completely naked, tits dangling down to here, the best part about her. And she was completely naked. She had a pussy that was green on one side and yellow on the other. It was disgusting. It looked like a pepperoni pizza left in the rain. This is what I'm saying. It was, if you took a firecracker and a spiral ham and set it off, that's kind of the image I'm going for here. If you did an autopsy on the predator and the skull opened up and periodically a hand would grab the money. But she's a trooper, and she's over there, she's dancing, right? You like that, baby? You like that, baby? And they're taking the dollar bills, and they're jamming right up in that beat-up fucking monkey right there. Just, you like that, you like that, you like that, you like that, you like that? Going back and forth, and suddenly the music stops, it ends, there's no more music. And there's no DJ at the Butt Naked Club. No, they have a jukebox. from the 1950s that plays records. Records, young people, little black things with a hole in them that you, not the dancer, the jukebox, that's. And she goes, hold on a minute, baby. And with a dollar bill sticking out of her beat up pussy, she made her way to the back of the stage, flipped the record over, replaced the needle, and went back to her station like the trooper that she fucking is. You can't get that work ethic in communist China. And I learned something very valuable that day, ladies and gentlemen. No matter how far you have fallen in life, no matter how deep you have sunk, no matter your problems, you are not at the butt naked club at 3 o'clock in the morning with a dollar bill sticking out of your beat up pussy. Jesus loves you. Actually, he doesn't. He really doesn't. Now, there's an amendment to that story. I married that whore, and we have 3 lovely children who live in Houston, Texas. Thank you very much, everybody. Whiskey Brothers, thank you very much.
When we first started the Whiskey Brothers in this incarnation, there were only 3 of us, and this young man, I say young man, he's older now, ventured his way back to Texas. Please put your hands together for my friend, John Wessling.
Thank you. Thanks. Good to see you. Shit. A standing introduction. This is all downhill from here, fuckers. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my name is John. Everyone say hi, John. Hi. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you what, I was taught as a comic, if you want to bond with an audience, best thing you should do is say something embarrassing about yourself. We'll all have a little laugh, and we'll all be closer friends. Sound good to you? Yeah. Good. I farted in my sleep the other night. So loud that it woke me up and I thought someone was breaking in the house. Am I the only one that's ever done that? Just laying there in one position too long, so all hell is building up in there, and you just sort of move a little bit and the pipes break loose. It's just, I'm like, what the fuck was that? Someone's breaking in. And they're homeless. I can smell them. Jesus. No, honey, hide under the sheet where it's safe. Ow, fuck. Stop it. It's not safe yet. They're back. There's 2 of them. Some sort of shitty bum gang. It's the Dutch oven, right? Huh? Let's bring it back. Let's make this the year of the Dutch oven, huh? No, let's never do that shit. Man, you ever accidentally send the text to the wrong person? Doesn't that scare the shit out of you? You see the wrong name and the thing is going and you're like, oh shit, stop, fuck, no, shit. The other day, I sent a picture of my dick to my wife. She wrote back, who is this? You should be able to pick that one out of a lineup, woman. How many dicks you got on your phone, woman? Damn. I am married, been married 11 years, me and the missus, 11 whole years together. Nope. She's not here. She's not here, save it. She probably won't watch this shit either. But 11 years we've been married, you know. For our 11-year anniversary, she got my wedding ring engraved. Isn't that sweet? Oh, yeah. On the inside, it says, if found, please call, and it's her lawyer's number. She's crafty, that one. We have kids. I have 3 beautiful daughters. Thanks. And one that's ugly as shit. I don't know what happened. That is 3 out of 4, though. That's pretty good, though, right? I mean, If you're a baseball player, 3 out of 4, you're Hall of Famer, right? I mean, I'm kidding, everybody. It's a joke. I can see the women like, oh, what a passer. I'm just kidding. I would never say that about my own kid. It's a step kid. Doesn't count. That's not my fault. Yeah. Yeah, she fucked the troll in college. I'm just trying to get it to 18 and out of my house. I mean, I'm doing the right thing here. Quit being assholes to me. I'm kidding about that too, by the way. There is no fictional 4th kid. There's no step kid. God, my family hates this joke. And it's funny too, you know, I'll tell jokes that are offensive about racism, about politics, religion. No one ever gets mad. But I tell this joke, and after a show, some dude named Rick with his cell phone clipped on a braided leather belt wants to fight. I'm like, I get it, Rick. You love them just like they're your real kid, whatever. And I get it. If you're a step kid or you have step kids, you do love them. You do bond as a family. Unless they're really, really bad. And then you're like, yeah, well, fuck it. It's not my kid. I didn't do that. That's not my fault. But everyone knows that, right? That's the escape hatch. But it also goes the other way. If they're exceptionally good at something, you don't get the same parental pride. Folks, imagine, if you will, me, my wife, my 3 beautiful, blonde-haired, blue-eyed children, sitting in the stands at a high school football game to watch our son Jamal throw for 500 yards, 6 touchdowns. I sure do love my boy. God damn it, woman, did you fuck Manute Bol? This kid is enormous. Do you even feel my dick when it's in you? Because I can't follow that. Yeah, she's definitely not gonna watch this special now. I'm gonna be like, yeah, no, I don't know, it just didn't come out, something was wrong, I gotta go, bye. I love being married. Being married is awesome, you know what I mean? It's been a while, like I said, 11 years. I'm sure there's people here got me beat, you know, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, it happens all the time, but still, 11 years married is an accomplishment to me. That's over a decade. And that's not just how, wait for it. Just be patient. I'm gonna be a dick in just a second, okay? It's not, don't bite on the bait, bro. You guys have, I mean, we've been together for over a decade. That's how long we've been married. We've been married for 11 years. We were dating and lived together for 3-4 years before we even got married. That means I haven't had sex with anyone but my wife in like 6 years. That is a long time. Yeah, I probably fucked the math up. Let's just move on. Let's just go to the next one. Let's forget that happened. This is so much fun, man. You guys having fun? This is cool. You guys are awesome. Best damn job in the world, being a stand-up comic. I love being a stand-up comic. It's been an amazing almost 20 years of being a stand-up comic. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys, because we have a big show here tonight. Surrounded by friends, family, fans, all kinds of great people. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this is my last performance as a stand-up comic. Yes. Hey, don't be sad, it's okay. I've decided I'm gonna chase my next dream, the dream I had all along. The dream to become the first ever white American announcer for Telemundo. Yeah, thanks for laughing at my dream, you fuckers. I can do it, I've been working on it my whole life. You guys wanna hear it? All right, here we go, Telemundo, here we go. Can't do it when I'm smiling, y'all, shut up. Fuck no, I'm not ready yet. Telemundo, el canal 48, noticias y más, sábado gigante, más fuerte, deportes desde Colgate. Muchas gracias. Yo soy el jefe del mundo, todas esas chicas quieren mi penga, ay papi. Es verdad, no es mentiras, más grande, con veins and shit. I just realized some of y'all speak Spanish. I apologize for veins and shit. That's not regulation Spanish. But man, being a comic is a great job. You know, maybe I'll go back to it someday. You know what I mean? I love being a comic. It's been a fun 20 years, but I tell you what, my dad has hated every minute of it. My dad hates that I'm a stand-up comic. Hates that I'm a comic, but will call me up every week and help me write a new joke. It's always the same joke, too. He's like, yeah, boy, hey, why don't you tell a joke about a kid who owes his dad $30,000 goddamn dollars for a bunch of college he ain't doing shit with. All he does is sleep till noon, smoke dope, and beat off like a goddamn howler monkey all day. And she used that in your act, you funny little bastard. Like, did my dad call me a bastard? He can't even spell irony. Irony shit, boy, women do the irony. Now, my dad hates that I'm a stand-up comic, hates it, but it is 100% his fault. He did the funniest thing I ever saw in my life. He did the splits getting out of the shower. Oh yeah, fat man, wet floor, I can't write jokes better than that. I'm downstairs, all I can hear is, oh shit! I run up there, he's spread-eagled on the floor, all wet and fat and naked, and fat. He's fat twice. Looks like Hank Williams Jr. doing gymnastics in the shitter, you know? And I get up there, I'm like, Dad, are you all right? And he's looking under the toilet. I'm like, what are you looking for, Daddy? I'm pretty sure my nut went that way. I heard it hit behind the toilet. Yeah, the other one's in my butt. I found it. Woo! That sunk my battleship. Goddamn. Ah, yeah. Woo! Got one in the bum and one on the run. Don't touch me, I'm gonna get up on my own. Help! Help! Am I moving? No? All right. Now, for those of you who are from the South, you will recognize this sound. He summoned the redneck power sound. It was like a pep talk. Like, come on now, Charlie, you got this, Charlie. You need to get on up, Charlie. You got to get your ass to work. Come on now, Charlie, come on now. Yeah. Boom, he was up. Yeah, it was amazing. He didn't miss work. He didn't go to the doctor. I didn't have any more siblings after that, but that might just a happy accident. And y'all heard that before, right? That yamps. Oh yeah, rodeo's coming. You're gonna hear a lot of that shit. That's I don't know where the fuck that sound came from, but I grew up hearing it. And if you don't know what that sound is, and you hear yamps, that's a redneck very excited in your presence. It's usually followed by a hate crime. So if you're different, you better run, boy. You better get the hell on out of here. Woo! Yamps. I don't know if it's a cattle drive sound or if it's, well, I know it's how you get a horse to jump in a trailer. I've seen that work. You just get behind them, yamps. And they're like, all right, fuck, let's go. Where are we going? There better be apples, asshole. Yamps. Now it's kind of like redneck Morse code. I got a call from my dad the other day. He's like, hey, John, it's your daddy. Yamps. I'm like, oh, shit. Grandma's sick. I got to go. This is not a joke. Yamps. And he'll do it no matter what, you know what I mean? Super happy, super sad, super mad, doesn't matter. It's kind of like the redneck aloha. It means 40 different things. You know, take a good shot at tequila. He's all, yamps, woo, yamps, yeah. That some bitch was hot. A good fart, yamps, woo, yamps. That some bitch was hot. Oh, that one came up the front. Get down, yamps, wow. Up the front, that's nasty. What, y'all never had a fart come out the front? Kind of feels sexy, I'm gonna be honest with you. Your balls start moving all up on their own. You're like, whoa, what's going on here? Welcome to Hot Springs. But when he did it, he was wearing the super tight Wranglers. You know what I mean, the stranglers? The male camel toe provider pants. So that fart was stuck right here. Big old bubble. Like when you do your own window tint and it doesn't look right. You know what I'm talking about, that bubble? Oh, shit. That's gonna make my money clip stink. Push that down to my boot. Come on, now get down there. Yeah. Yeah. Got it. Hi, Daddy. Oh, shit. I gotta go. Man, you guys make me feel like I'm at home, man. And I am at home. I'm back home in Texas. That's where I'm supposed to be. I am. I moved away. I moved off to California for like 8 years, right? And I moved back home to Texas. When I moved back home to Texas, I'll tell you what, the first thing I bought, what do you think it was? Not Whataburger. They got one of those in Phoenix. They hit that bitch on the way in. I heard someone yell it. I'll go ahead and answer for you. I bought me a gun. Yeah, we got any gun owners here tonight? Yeah, twos. What, mother? Oh, shit, I'm sorry. I think I just shot something important up there. I did, I bought me a gun. Now here's your disclaimer, ladies and gentlemen. A gun is a dangerous weapon. It's not a toy, it's not to be played with. Be very careful who you point it at and all that other blah, 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 blah. Fuck that, having a gun is awesome. Having a gun is like having 2 extra inches of dick. Because you probably won't use it, you definitely don't need it. Just good to know you got it, just in case. And it looks great in your hand. You know? Like a boss. And I tell you what, man, having a gun has made me smarter. I am undefeated at Trivial Pursuit since I bought my gun. Yeah, I get the brown pie first. I'm like, nah, the answer is Andrew Jackson. Put the thing in the thing. Don't read the back of the card, bitch. The man with the gun already told you that the first Super Bowl MVP was President Andrew Jackson. Therefore, it is the truth. Now, I bought a gun. Why everyone buys a gun? To protect the family, protect the household. But it's so much more than that now. It's not home defense, it's home entertainment. I'm having fun with my gun. You know what I do for fun? I don't go out to bars, restaurants, nightclubs, shit like that, waste my money. You know what I do? I sit at home in the dark, looking at the front door in my underwear, waiting for motherfuckers to come. I live inside of the loop of Houston. Motherfuckers are gonna come. And when they do, I'm gonna give me one, man. The hard part is you gotta let them get all the way in the house. That's the new rule. You used to be able to shoot a motherfucker in the yard and drag them in, but no, it's like deer hunting inside the house. They're picky about where you tag them. But man, I tell you what though, I'm gonna get one, and when I do, it's gonna be the best 911 call ever. 911, what's your emergency? Woo! Yeah, I got me one. What's up? Sir, what happened? Motherfucker broke in, shot him dead as hell. What's up? I took a picture of his feet with my iPhone. He's all the way in. It's a legal kill. Legal kill. Twos. What? What? Sir, quit shooting the dead body. Fuck him. He knows what he did. Can you describe your assailant? Yep, looks just like Billy Idol. He looks like Billy Idol? Yeah, because you got eyes without a face. That's what's up. Woo! Shot you in the face. Woo! Sir, was he armed? I don't know, man. Yes, he has a knife. 911, what's your emergency? Oh yeah, hey, I heard gunshots across the street. What's going on over there? Yes, sir, that's your neighbor, John Wesling. He just shot and killed an intruder. No shit. No shit. Honey, Wesling got him one. I know, right? God damn it, woman, I told you to leave the blinds open so we can see the flat screens and the laptops and shit. It's gonna be 6 months before another dumbass comes to this neighborhood. Domino's Pizza, how can I help you? Yeah, hey, our neighbor, John Wesling, he just shot and killed an intruder. We're pretty proud of him. I was wondering if maybe we could go ahead and buy him a pizza. Like, I give you my numbers, you take it over to his house. Can we do that? Good? All right, good, good. Now, you're gonna wanna be careful taking it up to his house. He's a little edgy tonight. Matter of fact, you're just gonna wanna set it down in the driveway and back away real slow. Hey folks, my name is John Wesling. Thank you guys very much for coming out. We'll see you next time, good night.
We call him the East Side Vigilante. He is one of the Whiskey Brothers. He is one of your favorites. He is Sam Demaris.
It's good to be back in Houston, Texas, where shit makes sense. I say that because I recently got to spend a week of my life that I will never get back touring through the lovely states of Idaho and Montana. Yeah, if you don't know anything about those two places, let me tell you this. If you don't like black people, you should look into real estate in Idaho and Montana. Because you could see me from fucking space. Look, I always know when I get somewhere and there's not a lot of other black people there, because whenever I see another black person, they're way too happy to see me. Like I see another black dude down here in Houston, I say, what's up? He says, what's up? Boom, end the conversation. Not in Idaho, saw one black dude in 5 days. Second he laid eyes on me, just, come here. And I was like, first of all, why are you whispering? He goes, they can hear us. And he was like, where did you come from? And I go, Houston. He goes, holy shit, are there more of us there? Like a plane crash, and he found another survivor walking on a beach somewhere. He's like, I thought we were all gone. I built a fire and I got water. From there I went to Montana, just as white. Here's the cool thing about being in Montana. Nothing. Actually, the only cool thing is I got to go to Yellowstone National Park, which is awesome, right? But it's me and a buddy on the way to Yellowstone in a car. And we decide for whatever reason that we want to stop and get some ice cream. Now, the only place we can find that sells ice cream in the middle of nowhere, Montana, is a McDonald's. The McDonald's we pulled into was 12 miles away from the entrance to Yellowstone Park. Keep that in mind, it's important to the story. So we pull up to the drive-thru and we're like, we'll have 2 ice cream cones. They go, that'll be $2. Pull around to the first window. Pull around to the first window, lean out to pay. I'm shocked because standing in front of me is a girl with 1 tooth. Yeah, I want to say that again so we're very clear on what I just said to you people. Not missing a tooth here or missing a tooth here. No. She's only got 1 tooth. Front right. I know, because it is now staring directly at me. Because for some strange reason, people with jacked up teeth smile more than anyone else does or should. And I'm looking out at this and I want to say something, but I can't because anything I say might be taken the wrong way and she still got my damn ice cream. And I have all these things running through my head. Like the first thing I think is, why keep the 1 tooth? You know what I mean? Like, well, your life's decision to led you to this point, maybe you just weren't meant to have teeth, lady. How about you pull that last tooth? I'll pull this car around. We can do this whole thing over again like normal people. Then the next thing I think is, okay, McDonald's, I get it. You're an equal opportunity employer. But who had the bright idea to put the 1-tooth girl on the window where everyone can see her? And that's when it hit me. I was like, oh my God, how ugly is the chick in the back making French fries? Right? Like, what if this is the best they have to offer? Hey, I don't even want the ice cream anymore. Last thing I think I need at this point is sugar on my teeth. I'm kind of more in the mood for a toothbrush and some dental floss. I just want to leave. Can't do that. Car in front of me, car behind me, she's still staring at me. So I have to say something to break up the awkward moment I'm having within my own head. So I look out the window and I go, hey, we're going to Yellowstone. And she goes, wow, I've never been there before. It's 12 goddamn miles. 12 miles is all that separates us from one of the largest national parks in the United States. She's never bothered to go. I'm like, what do you mean you've never been there before? Look here, Smiley Cyrus. You realize that from where we sit, you could throw a rock and it would probably land in Yellowstone Park. Like, you may not want to do that. Someone might throw it back and hit you in that damn tooth. I spent 5 hours in Yellowstone. I did not do or see anything as funny as that girl and that tooth. You guys should go there as soon as you can. Find the nearest McDonald's. I swear to God, she comes to the window to help you, just look up and go, oh my God, I've heard so much about you. So, celebrated a birthday not too long ago. I'm not gonna tell you which one it is. Figure it out, bitches. Did something stupid. I went skydiving for the first time, which I'm pretty sure makes me one of the only black dudes to jump out of a plane that did not have snakes on it. Now, Kenya, I went to a drop zone. They've been open for 18 years. I am the third black guy to ever jump there. And I know this because they kept telling me. Like, so much I was put off by it, I was like, seriously, dude, what happened to the other two? Like, I wanted to make sure they didn't have a dry erase board in the back where they were scratching us off. Like, 2 already, it's been a good year. I didn't know this, but when you do your first skydive, they make you do what's called a tandem skydive. Anybody know what that means? Sure you do, white people. Means you don't even get a parachute. No, your instructor has a parachute, and they have to save your life because it's strapped onto your back right here. And in my case, the instructor was a little dude about this big. And I was like, so let me get this straight. Not only do I have to work up the nerve to jump out of a plane at 13,000 feet, but now I have to do so with another man pressed up against my ass. And I'm supposed to pay you for this? I was like, you do realize I spent my entire life trying to avoid this very situation. I get over that, I start cracking up about how little the dude is, and the girl behind the counter is like, we had to find you our smallest instructor because we can only have so much weight under a parachute at one time. And I was like, well, that's very educational. Bitch, did you just call me fat? Keep in mind, I pay you. And when I say this dude was little, I mean like tiny little, okay? We're outside, we're sitting on a bench, going through how this is gonna work when we get in the sky. He clicked onto my back, I didn't know he did that yet. And he's like, it's real simple. We get in the doorway, it's just the 1, 2, 3, and we're out. I thought we were really going through it, so I stood up off the bench, and his little legs are just dangling off the back of me. And he's all, put me down. I'm like, whatever, bitch, you're property now. I bought you for a pack of cigarettes. They bring out this plane we're supposed to jump out of. I've been on a lot of planes. I don't know, I thought something safe, made of metal, that would have been nice. No. It's a little tin can with a propeller, and I was like, excuse me, I am not getting on that. I saw La Bamba, this doesn't have a happy ending. If you're under 25, La Bamba was this movie in the 80s. I'm on a fucking time limit. I can't explain this shit to y'all. So here's the thing. I can't back out of this even if I wanted to, because like a genius, I invited all of my friends to come and watch me jump out of an airplane. Let me tell you something about my friends. They're dicks. So if I don't jump out of an airplane, I'm never going to hear the end of it. So I tell myself, I'm like, man up, Sam, you got this. And for a while, I actually believed that. Till we're about 10,000 feet in the air, and they open the door on the side of the plane. And ladies and gentlemen, I have never seen the sky this close. We get up to 13,000 feet. It's time to do this thing, right? They give us the green light. So I get up and I do this little crab walk to the edge of the plane. Why? Because I'm trying to let his feet touch the floor. We get in the doorway, they're like, whatever you do, don't look down. Oh, that's some real easy shit to say, because I step up and I'm like, don't look down, don't look down. Oh, shit! And this dude ain't bothered. He does this all the time. He's all excited. He's like, you ready to do this, man? I was like, at this point, does it really matter? I thought that was funny, too. Apparently, he did not, because you know what he did next? He pushed me out of the fucking plane. That's what he did. Now, he would later say he guided me out. I know this much. I went and I was not ready to go. So for the rest of my life, I'm gonna call this a push. At the time, I couldn't even be mad at the dude because I had a much bigger problem on my hands. I was now falling really, really fast. And here's the thing, people, okay? I have never claimed to be the baddest dude walking the face of this planet. However, many times I have claimed that I am no bitch. You'd be amazed, fellas, how quickly you become one. When you involuntarily exit an airplane and now the planet is coming at your face. Because I let out a sound that I don't think a man above the age of 12 should be capable of making. Like, really quickly turns into, ah! The word mama escapes your lips. And your mom's not coming to help you. Hell no, she's on the ground with the rest of the black people. So let's say I'm not handling this well. Like a genius again, I paid an extra $80 to have another little white dude jump out right behind me with a video camera. And record me screaming this way for my friends and family later. He comes into my peripheral vision, and you know what? Testosterone is amazing. Because even in a situation like this, it takes over. It's like, pull it together, Sam. You ain't gonna make us look bad on camera. So I find the camera dude, I lock eyes with him, I give him one of these, and like, hey. Yeah, laugh it up, people, because that's what it looks like in here. You watch the video, it ain't nowhere near that smooth. It's me in the sky with this uncomfortable look on my face. Yeah, that video costs $80 goddamn. And it'll be available on YouTube as soon as I lose the last bit of my dignity. So it gets time for me to deploy my parachute, which I am excited about because I'm ready for this whole thing to be over. Now, remember when I told you my friends were dicks? I didn't know this, but when we got to this place, they told everybody there that I was a comedian. Well, it's at this point that the little midget on my back decides he's one too. Because I'm supposed to pull this thing at 6,000 feet. I can't see what's going on behind me, so I don't see that at 7,000 feet. He looks into the camera and goes, and then wraps this cord around his finger to where when I reach back and pull it, it won't go nowhere. I'm glad y'all find that shit so funny. Because I look down and I see I'm like 6,000 feet, thank God, get me out of here. I reach back, I pull, and nothing happens. And you can watch the video and see the exact second that that thought registers within my brain. Because there's this look of sheer terror that comes over my face. I became a white dude for like 2.5 seconds. And I reach back and I pull it again, and it goes. And to this day, I don't know if it went because he let go or because I broke his goddamn finger, and I don't care. But it went. Now, fellas, remember when you were a kid and you had a little army man with the parachute and you would throw him up in the air and he would turn around and come back down? But when he came back down, he did so nicely and gently. Well, that's what I thought happened when your parachute opens in the sky. Bullshit. You're doing about 100 miles an hour straight down. When that thing opens, guess what? You just stop. It sounds like... And then it's really quiet in the sky. And there are birds looking at you like, what the fuck are you doing up here? I can tell you exactly what I was doing. I was thanking every god I could for getting this parachute. I'm like, thank you, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, Oprah, whatever. And this dude is just laughing hysterically. I'm like, I don't know if you caught that, homie. We almost died. And he was like, how about you enjoy the ride? And I think you'll find that skydiving was one of the rare activities that's better than sex. And I said, how about you not use the word sex while you pressed up against my ass, homie? How about that? That joke cost $300. So we're all adults, right? We've all known somebody at some point in our life who's such a horrible person they can ruin your day by walking into a room. Yeah. Well, I dated one of these miserable bitches. And by the way, ladies, that is not a blanket term that I use for all women, but let's be honest, if it looks like a duck and walks like a duck, she was a miserable bitch. Here's the day I knew I had enough. Let's go back in time. Hey, fellas, when I was a kid, I had the original Nintendo Entertainment System. Well, on that system was a game called Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. To this day, one of the greatest video games ever made, right? Well, when I was a kid, I could beat everybody on this game except for Mike Tyson. I don't know why. Everybody in front of him, not a problem. Got to Mike Tyson, something went horribly wrong. Actually, I do know why, because he's a cheating little bitch. That's why. And I never got a chance to beat Mike Tyson, because one day I let this kid borrow my Punch-Out, and he let me borrow Tetris. Then he moved away, and I never saw my Punch-Out again. Now, I know it sounds like a sad story, but a few years after that, I started smoking weed, and I would rather be up at 3 o'clock in the morning smoking weed playing Tetris than up at 3 o'clock in the morning smoking weed getting my ass beat by Mike Tyson 10 years after he was relevant, so I put that shit in the W column. So years go by, right? One day I'm 23 years old, I get my tax return, I'm in a pawn shop trying to figure out what I can get for cheap, and I see if they're selling an original Nintendo for like $30, and I was like, that should come home with me. And then a voice pops up in my head that says, walk away, Sam. This is why you're always broke, because you get drunk and you blow your money on stupid shit. And I listen. And I start to leave. And on my way out, I look behind the wall at this pawn shop and I see this wall of video games that they're selling for 50 cents each. And on that wall, I see Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. And I grab the owner of the shop and I said, yo, my man, put that and that in the goddamn bag, because me and this dude got some unfinished business. I take this thing home, I hook it up, and I start playing. You know what? I picked up exactly where I left off. Everybody in front of Mike Tyson, knocked out. Glass Joe, Bald Bull, Piston Honda, that soda pop drinking Russian motherfucker, all of them. And let's get something straight, okay? I ain't need to take them fights. I could have gone to Mike Tyson whenever I felt like it. 00773754423, I remember the goddamn code, okay? Took those fights for two reasons. One, what if I was rusty and needed a tune-up? Two, I wanted Mike Tyson to watch all his boys go down right in front of him just so the motherfucker knew I'm in business. And I get there, man, it's rematch time. I am pumped, I am ready, I've been waiting for years. I am dug in. I got a bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos and a 44-ounce Dr. Pepper. I ain't going nowhere. And it took me a while, but you know what? 23 years old, 3 o'clock in the morning, I got him. Second round, knockout. I knocked out Mike Tyson, and I am in my living room losing my goddamn mind. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's how we do it up in this house. You thought you could punk me when I was 11. I'm a grown-ass man now. What? And my girlfriend, the miserable bitch, she's in the bedroom asleep. She hears all this going on. She comes out. She's like, what's going on here? I was like, baby, I did it. I beat Mike Tyson. High five. And she goes, psh, grow up. What the fuck did you just say? Let's go back in time again, people. Remember when you were a kid and your parents would take you out to eat and the little lady would come around and she would tie a balloon on your wrist? And you were like 5, so this was the coolest thing ever. It was just a helium-filled ball of hopes and dreams and laughter, and you were special because you had a balloon and nobody else in the restaurant did. Na 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 na. But then what would happen? You would get done eating and you walk outside, and the second you get out that door, maybe the knot would slip a little bit and the balloon would just float off into oblivion. And again, because you were 5, this is the worst thing that had ever happened to you in your short little life. You're watching everything good and pure in this world just drift off into a sky, and a little tear would come down your face like this right here. Well, that's what this was like. This bitch walked out the bedroom, cut the string on my fucking balloon, and now she was laughing at me about it, and it was time for me to take a stand. Because I snapped back and I said, what do you mean just grow up? Let me tell you something. Today is not a day for just growing up. No, today is a day of victory and accomplishment. I have overcome one of my biggest life's obstacles. This motherfucker's been laughing at me in my sleep since I was 11 years old. And today, I got a little bit of revenge and some payback, so I'm not gonna grow up. No, instead, I should have a parade with balloons and confetti and a million black people behind me marching on Washington. And if you can't understand the severity of this situation, I'm gonna need you to pack your shit and get the fuck out of my apartment. That's right, I dumped that bitch over Mike Tyson's Punch Out, and I'm a better man for it. Good night, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the captain of the Whiskey Brothers podcast, Slade Ham!
Wow! Do you guys have anything left right now? Wow! This is amazing, man. It is so good to be here. If you knew the stress this week has been. And on top of it all, I get a phone call from one of my best friends who invites me to come over because apparently they just had a baby. And when your friends have babies, they expect you to come over and hug and touch and take pictures with this little person that they made, and you can't say no or you're a dick. I understand, parents, it's a huge moment in your life. I don't have any children, but it's apparently important. And I go over and I reluctantly agree. I'm sitting on his couch, I'm holding his firstborn baby in my hand. I look down and I suddenly realize that this is the ugliest fucking baby I have ever seen in my life. And some of you can laugh about that. I appreciate that. Some of you got real uptight all of a sudden. Those are my favorite people too, by the way. You can't say that about a baby. Every baby is a gorgeous little gift from God. They're beautiful little angels tossed down here to make our lives happier. Exactly. Everyone in this room has seen that little half gremlin son of a bitch running through Walmart. Knocking stuff off a shelf with a leather wing and a horn. And a beak. What? What if I'm dating a girl and she spits out one of these chupacabras and then I have to hit something with a shovel? That is... Stop, not the baby, the girl with the bad DNA. And before you get mad, if you have an ugly baby, love it, you should. You did it. Babies are important, I guess, to people that have the... I try to understand. I have nieces, that's the way I have children. I love my nieces. When my brother had his first kid, that was the most monumental moment in the entire world. You gotta come over. When she turned 1, when the oldest niece turned 1, oh my God, biggest moment in the entire world. You gotta be here. It's her first birthday, man. You gotta come. And I was like, no. He's like, why not? I'm like, cause it's the first birthday. He was like, yeah, but she's gonna know you weren't there. And I go, no, she won't, because she's fucking 1. They don't know. They don't know anything at 1. They can't even, like, you can't even eat. They don't know. He's like, you gotta come, man, because years later she's gonna grow up and you're not gonna be in any of the pictures. And what are you gonna tell her then? I'm gonna go, I took the pictures. You can tell her whatever you want. Tell her I'm a fucking vampire. I don't really care. Should never have a first birthday party for you. I take that back. You should throw a party when a kid turns 1, except you should get a babysitter and you and the person you made it with should celebrate the fact that you kept something alive for a whole year. Because I couldn't even do that with an egg when I was in middle school for a week. This generation confuses me, man. They all have ADD. When did that happen? Oh my God. Wasn't even a choice when I was a child for why I sucked at everything. They just made it up. It just popped out of nowhere 20 years ago. It just shows up. Anybody in the room remember 20, 25 years ago when Johnny was just fucking stupid? Now it's ADD. No one had it when I was a kid. No, 72 out of 50 kids have it. Okay. But that's what they sell you. Here's how made up it is. What are the symptoms of ADD? Can't focus, can't sit still, can't pay attention. It's like he is 12. That's what 12-year-olds do. You want to know why little Johnny can't pay attention in class? Maybe it's this. Maybe it's because little Jessica is wearing a skirt that comes up to here. And she has on a dish towel for a top and her nipples are harder than trigonometry. I'm just saying, I'm no scientist, but maybe if you dressed your little whore up, Johnny could read. What? You're yelling some dumb shit out. Don't blame the girls? Okay. It's somebody with a girl who dresses like, I get it. It's not. Look. You can get mad at that joke, or you can put some pants on your fucking daughter. And I don't want to get off on a tangent, but like, bear with, like, I'll be the first to admit to you, I don't know anything about anything, right? But mental diseases do not just magically appear out of nowhere, do they? If it's a real disease, it must have been around forever. And the stats say 1 out of every 5 people on this planet has some form of ADD. Those are the stats, 20% of the population. If that's the case, they must have always had it. And if that's the case, how have we accomplished anything as a people? How? All the stuff we've done. We founded a country. 56 men signed the Declaration of Independence. At no point did 11 of them go, when in the course of human, what is that, a musket? What? No. 1 million people marched on Washington. No one ended up in Georgia. No, sir. But that is how we fix it. It doesn't matter what you have. Just take a pill. It goes away. That's how we fix everything. Just take a pill, no matter what you got. Oh my God, I had an emotion. Where are my pills? No, I felt something. And you know people like that, right? Like, I got a friend, I love her to death, but she can't make it through her day without her depression medication. That's the big one for her, the pills. That's all she talks about, her depression pills. Oh my God, if I don't have my pills, I get depressed. The pills keep me from being depressed. If I take my pills, then I don't get depressed. I'm like, no, you have 4 illegitimate children and you work at Jack in the Box. You're supposed to be depressed. That is not a chemical imbalance. That is God telling you you fucked up your life plan. Plus 4 kids from 4 different guys. Like, you should be on a pill. This feels good, man. I am home. I love it here. I travel every year. I'm about to go back to Canada. I know, you know, I like it up there, but I don't know what those people do exactly. I believe everyone on this planet has a purpose. I don't know what Canadians do. They just sit up there, they freeze to death. Occasionally they sneak over the border and take our jobs. They're like snow Mexicans. I don't even know what that means, but hashtag it. I say it, here's what I've learned. Canadians are incredibly good at telling you how shitty where you come from is. It's a very Canadian thing to do. And every time I've ever been up there, it happens. And I'm sitting in this bar in Toronto this last trip. This girl's giving me an ear banging the whole time. She said, hey, here's a couple of things you need to know about where you come from, eh? First of all, your president doesn't know what he's doing, eh? What do you have to say about that? You guys don't have health care like we do, eh? What do you have to say about that? Where your gun control laws? We have those, eh? You don't have those. What do you have to say about that? And I was like, well, first off, you should probably shut the fuck up. For starters, I'm not even from America. I'm from a little country called Texas. And two, that is a pretty horrible way to live your life, really. Why would you do that? Why would you save up bad things about where someone lives and yell them at them when they visit you? Like, how miserable do you have to be? If you came to visit me, I wouldn't save up bad things about where you live and yell them at you. She goes, really? What do you guys say about us back home? I was like, actually, nothing. Sometimes we forget you're even up here. So why don't you go tell your little horse cop I'm being a dick and he can whack me with a peppermint stick or whatever they give you instead of guns over here. I feel bad about that Snow Mexican comment. There's a lot of Latinos here. I should say this, I love the Latino culture. I love everything about your culture. The music is the worst thing I've ever heard in my life, though. It is, flat out. The women, amazing. The food, delicious. But I lived next door to 9 Mexican dudes in a 1-bedroom house. 1 bedroom next door to me. 1. I had to move. Here's why. That music. Can we just admit it's the worst thing that's ever happened in the Tejano music or Norteño or whatever why would you put an accordion in anything? Why would you do that? Why? That's the word, that's why. Why? And there's 9 dudes, so this music is coming through the wall all day, every day. And it wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't the same song. All day, every single one of the songs in every Tejano or Norteño discography. Bum 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 bum. Grrrr. Bum 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 bum. Why? And it's all day, every day. You know how I know it's all day? Because there's 9 of the little motherfuckers. One was always home. And I'm not a bad neighbor. I'm a pretty cool guy to live next door to. I try, and finally though, there's a point where even it's enough for me. I finally have to go over and yell at them. And I go over and I bang on the door, and I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I don't know if I yelled at the same guy 9 times. I don't know. Or if I yelled at all 9 of them one time apiece. I really don't know. I know every time the door opened, there was someone 3 foot tall wearing a Cheesecake Factory outfit, and here's the problem. I speak no Spanish, none whatsoever. And they speak no English, because I know this because I tried to get them to help me move a couch, and no comprende, we can't do it. I say that. They speak just enough English to get themselves out of trouble. That's actually just true enough. So it is just enough to get out of trouble, because I bang on the door opens, little guy looks up, I go, turn down the music! He looks up and he goes, it's okay until 11, it's okay. I'm sorry, it's okay, there's a sign, I saw it, it's okay. And here's where I'm conflicted. Part of me wants to punch him in his little face. The other part of me thinks he's adorable. I want to take him home and put him on a shelf and drink tequila out of him when my friends come over. But you cannot do that, apparently. You can't do it. I have to be the bigger man, so I mean, well, clearly. So here's what I do. I realize if you're not gonna learn English and have this fight with me for real, I will learn Spanish. I can do that. I'm smart. But Rosetta Stone is like $600. Way more than I'm willing to spend on an argument, let's be honest. The alternative, I realized, was it's the future, right? I can go online and I can Google whatever I want to say and memorize it. There are online translation programs. So I go, because it's not just the music, it's the bass. That's what's got to go. So if I just type in, no more bass, memorize the answer, and go yell it at him, problem solved. Except I forget that bass and bass are spelled exactly the same. Which makes me the crazy person on his front door telling him to turn his fish down. No más pescado! So here's what I end up doing. I realize that for cheaper than that, for $20, you can go to Home Depot, get your own little Rosetta Stone. Did you know that? They will jump right in the car. You gotta go. It's a little tricky. You gotta go. You can just wave the 20. You go, and no, not you. Him. Just one. Just one. Just get in the fucking car. Just, not you, him, get in the car. So I bring my little Rosetta Stone back to the house. And we go over and we bang on the door again. And now I'm ready, right? What now? Tell him to turn the music down. Tell him to turn it down right now. Tell him if he doesn't turn the music down, I'm gonna kick his ass. Why don't you tell him that? Tell him I don't care if there's 9 of them in there. I got $200 more. I will go back to Home Depot and buy an army. I didn't, I moved. That was the... I always worry that I'm gonna get homesick on the road, that I'm gonna somehow miss all of this when I'm out world. And then I get other places and I'm like, shit, you guys have rednecks too. That, for the record, oh my God, my favorite demographic on the planet. White trash, oh. You don't even know. Like, you guys watch comedy to be entertained. I watch rednecks for the same reason. I do. That's my comedy. I will go to Golden Corral and just sit there. Some of you know. Some of you know. That is like white trash Mecca. It is. I was in this Golden Corral recently, and I saw this redneck woman, and I use the term woman loosely. She is the single largest human being I have ever seen in my life. And some of you right now are like, I have seen larger. And to that, I say, no, you have not. You simply haven't. Right now, picture the largest person you've ever seen in your life. Get it in your head. Then I want you to double that. Then I want you to square that. And then I want you to feed that bitch a sandwich. This is not an exaggeration. This woman weighed 1,000 pounds. 1,000. She had a comma. A comma in her weight. Is there anybody else in this room that's like me, that's like, I don't even have one in my bank account? 1,000 pounds. And I would not talk about her right now had she just been a 1,000-pound woman. I get it, that happens, right? Not often, but she is dressed inappropriately, and now I have the right to talk about it. Are you ready for, you're not ready for this. I was ill-prepared. 1,000 pounds, camouflage spandex pants. Yeah, let that marinate. Do you know how much is wrong with that sentence? 1,000 pounds, camouflage, spandex. For starters, spandex, why are you making pants this big? Why? What boardroom meeting went horribly awry? Oh my God. Where one of your directors bravely stood up and went, we should stop at 2XL, and another went, nope, to the moon. Two, camouflage. Where are you gonna hide? Where, pray tell, could you possibly? The camel toe is casting a shadow, right? And she walks past my, walk is not the right word. Like an eclipse, she passes the table. It gets dark. You can only look at her through a shoebox lid with a hole punched in it. And she goes past and she has just dumped food right on her tray. Like she didn't even bother with a plate, just like straight to the tray. And she's eating it on the way back to the table. Like she's shoving it like whole hams and whole pizzas into her face like they are video game power-ups. She, bleep, like every time she eats it beeps. And she goes past and I want to say something to her, anything. And she goes, just put down the chicken leg, orca, something. I don't. Because she is in there with a redneck guy. And I have lived in the South all my life, and I have learned a few things. You can't beat up a redneck guy. No matter how bad you kick a redneck's ass, no matter how much damage you do, they come back for more. Oh my God, no matter how bad you kick a redneck's ass, they're still just like, you know what? You know what? Hey, you threw me through that car window like a pussy. What? Well, I bet you can't break my other leg. It is like a Budweiser and a mullet gives them superpowers. I want to tell this story, and it's important that I preface it by letting you know that I'm really not proud of this next story. But these laughs of recognition, some of you know, like you know that story you have that is, it makes you look so bad, but it's such a good story that you kind of got to tell it anyway. This is that. There's no way to do it but to do it, so I will just say this. 6 months ago, I beat up a midget. Some of you are clapping, you're clapping prematurely, you don't know what happened. It was the midget's fault. I did not start the fight. I should probably say that right off the bat. Nobody goes out and tries to get in 3/4 of a fight. I was in a bar with Sam, and Sam and I have been touring for the last several months, and we finished in this little bar gig, and we're hammered at the end of the night. Like, we have both had a bottle of whiskey, and we're playing these punching games they have in the bars. It's the end of the night, 2 o'clock, we put $1 in, the little bag comes down, you hit it, and it's supposed to help you not hit real people at 2 o'clock in the morning. I put $1 in, I punch the bag, from behind me I hear a voice go, you hit like a bitch! Right? I turn around, and nobody's there. So I turn back around again, I punch the bag again, I hear the same voice go, you heard me, bitch! I turn around again, I look down, little midget man, staring up at me, growling. They growl, I don't know if you knew that, but that is science, they do. And I reflexively cock my leg back to punt the midget. Don't bail on me now. Don't act like one person in this room would have done anything differently. Don't you dare. And I don't mean a little punt, like, get off me, midget. I mean, I teed off. Like, I went back 3 and over 2 and checked the wind. I was gonna get 35 or 40 yards out of this midget. Right before I kick him, Sam stops me. He goes, you can't do that. I go, what? He goes, you can't beat up that midget. I'm like, you don't think I could beat up a midget? He's like, no, it's just a bad idea. I go, why? He goes, because if you beat him up, you were the asshole that just beat up a midget. And if that midget wins, I was like, so what are you trying to say? He's like, dude, just don't stoop to his level. I was like, you did not just say that to me! And he's almost got me convinced to leave. When the midget pipes up, he goes, yeah, you better leave, bitch. I'm so confused at this point, because he said it so confidently, I have to believe he's got a plan, right? Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if he's gonna spin around and whip a curtain aside and there's gonna be 1,000 tiny little goblin soldiers while David Bowie sings about a baby. I don't know. I don't know. So I turn around, I just go, why would you think you have a chance in a fight against a real person? I'm aware, I'm just giving you both sides of the story. I go, why would you think that? He looks up at me with a straight face, he goes, because I'm in the UFC. This midget told me he was in the UFC. He said it with a straight face. I come back as quickly as I can. I go, there's a university for fantasy creatures? And Sam goes, okay, now you can fight him. I go to lunge at the midget. I don't know if you knew this. I did not know this. Midgets are fucking fast. Like supernaturally fast. And they click when they run. Click, 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 click. And he clicks off as I lunge, and these 3 big bouncers grab me, because it's a bar fight after all, and that's what bouncers have to do. And these 3 big dudes wrap me up, and I can't do anything. And the midget looks back, sees that the bouncers have me, and clicks all the way back. Click, 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 click. And just stares at me, mocking me. And I can't do anything because these bouncers have me, right? The midget's, and I'm stuck. But Sam, like a good best friend, comes out of the corner of nowhere, and he hit this midget so hard. I thought candy was gonna pop out. It was, in my entire time on this planet, the single most beautiful uppercut I have ever seen in my life. And some of you right now, rightfully so, are like, oh my God, do you know how hard you gotta work to uppercut a midget in the first place? He came from the floor. You can! I swear to God, this midget goes 8 feet up in the air. He hit him so hard, he might have stretched him out for just a moment. There may have been a small moment in the air where he was not a midget. I don't know what the legal limit is. We didn't lay him across a cooler like a redfish. Stretch his tail out. It doesn't work like that. He goes like 8 feet up in the air. He lands on his back. I'm like, you killed it. And then the single most amazing thing I have ever seen in my life happen. This midget popped up like nothing even happened to him. And clicks off into the night. And at this point, I'm so confused. I'm like, I don't even know what to do. And Sam's like, throw your shoe at him. I'm like, it is not a leprechaun. Because at this point, the fight is over. You win, you little wizard. I'm done. But I do have one chance to say one thing. I get a parting shot, right? I can yell something right before this little midget clicks around the corner. I got one chance to get one thing off my chest. And this is what I yell, and this is the part I'm really not proud of. I mean, I'm not proud of any of that, but more than the rest. Right before he clicks away forever, I just yell, I go, I hope you get eaten by an owl! You guys have been amazing. I'm Slade Ham. Thanks a lot.
Wow. You can sit down if you want, but you may not want to.
It's cool. It's like church. You can do it. We'll ask you to get right back up in just a second.
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, all rise. No, fuck that. Please be seated.
Oh.
Thank you. All of you, thank you so much.
Take that off the stand. Let's talk, shall we? How'd that feel? Did that
Felt
feel
good. It felt really fucking good.
Rob, did that?
I gotta tell you, I've been working with these guys for many years, and when we started the Whiskey Brothers many years ago, this is what we always hoped it would end up with. And you guys have made it a reality. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. And now, we gotta finish this show strong, I think. Put John Wesling on the mic. That's your dad?
That was probably an idiot family member. Oh, dude,
How do you feel, Johnny?
I gotta tell you, man, it feels really good. It feels really, really good. It almost...
Does it feel gangster?
I do feel a little bit like a gangster.
A little bit gangster, huh?
I gotta say, damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hello. Damn, it feels good to be a gangster. Ah! Damn, it feels good to be a gangster. A real gangsta ass player plays his card right.
A real gangsta ass player doesn't run his fucking mouth, cause real gangsta ass players don't start fights.
And everything is cool in the mind of a gangster, cause gangsta ass players think deep.
I don't really listen much to hip hop.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
Something awesome.
Cut.
Well,
Stop.
I pretty much nailed that shit, I think.
Listen.
Nailed it.
I feel like all the lyrics have to be hit, and it's
Yeah, I
only
get it.
appropriate if we bring to the stage someone who can actually do that. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for a dear friend of the Whiskey Brothers, the legendary Scarface!
Houston, Texas, make some motherfucking noise! Yeah! One more time for the Whiskey Brothers, give it up! Yeah, damn, it feels good to be a gangster. You say, damn, it feels good to be a gangster. Yeah, damn, it feels good to be a gangster. A real gangster type player plays his cards right. A real gangster ass player never runs his fucking mouth, cause real gangster ass players don't start fights. And people always got a high cap, showing all his boys how he shot him. But real gangsta ass people don't talk much, flex. Real gangsta ass people know they got him. Now, everything is cool in the mind of a gangsta, cause gangsta ass players think deep. Up 365 and yo 24/7, cause real gangsta ass people don't sleep. And all I gotta say to you gonna be cocksucking, pussy eating pranksters. When the shit dies off, what the fuck you gonna do? Goddamn! Damn, it feels good. Damn, it feels good to be a gangster. I said, damn, it feels good to be a gangster. Everybody say hell yeah. Say hell yeah. Is Houston, Texas in this motherfucker? Hell yeah. Houston, Texas in this motherfucker? Say hell yeah. Say fuck yeah. Is the Whiskey Brothers in this motherfucker? Yeah. Houston, I love y'all, and I know they love y'all too. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys very much. We're the Whiskey Brothers.